Welcome, welcome. Oh, just fix that camera. Alright. And a little high here. Sorry about that. I guess that's enough. There we go. Hello and welcome. I'm here to bring you another review. This time of Transformers Prime Season 2 Episode 25 called Regeneration. Alright, now let me just get into this episode. It starts off basically the Autobots know that they figure that Starscream has the key, and he probably gave it to Megatron or trying to sell it to the highest bidder. The kids find out that the kids find out that there's a possibility they could go because they've been keeping it a secret from them. And when they wonder if Starscream sells to somebody, they get a phone call from or a transmission from Dreddwing, and Dreddwing wants to meet and talk. And basically, because in the last episode, Dreddwing found out what happened to his brother, ultimately, even after he died. So, and the fact that Megatron took Starscream back, even though Megatron was well aware of the honor of the brother, that whole thing, kind of set him off. So, he gave the Forge of Solus Prime, which is that giant freaking sledgehammer, to Optimus Prime, and he's like, do with it what you want. And Optimus again said, hey man, you should just join me, you're a good dude, cut it out. And he's like, just because I betrayed my people doesn't mean I'm willing to side with you guys. And he flies off and basically goes back to Megatron. Then you have Transformers trying to figure out what they can use it for. Smokescreen's like, well, it's not the Starsabber, but I'm sure it'll knock the crap out of that sword. And he's like, no. And I've been predicting this for a while. I've been saying that eventually Optimus was going to get the hammer, and I am glad I was right. But it keeps going, and basically, next thing we see is Dreddwing talking to Megatron, and there's that little twinge there that maybe Megatron knew about the hammer being missing. Well, honestly, I don't understand Megatron. I guess he doesn't want to share power, because why make multiple weapons, I guess? He wants to be the only game in town, but I'd be mass-producing weapons. I'd be like, ding, 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 here you go, here's a star sword, ding, ding, ding. Here's a star nunchuck kit. Ding, ding, ding. Here's a bow. I don't know. I'd be making weapons, but whatever. And he's like, we have to all if we want to rebuild Cybertron, we have to be united. And so that's the attitude that was given. And he's like, that's what we got to do. And he's like, sure. No, I understand. He goes, don't worry. I plan on congratulating Starscream for his return myself. And next thing you see is Starscream. He's he'd just been repaired by Knockout, and now he can transform, and he can't wait for that. So then Dreddwing walks in and fucking shoots at him. Knockout gets out of there. He's like, I want no part of this. And he's like, you're gonna die, fool. So he's Starscream's trying to weasel his way out of it. It's not working. He's about to kill Starscream, and Megatron walks in. He's like, I told you, you can't do this. And he's like, I'm telling you to stand down. He's like, this is one order I can't follow. And he's gonna shoot him, and Megatron blasts a hole through his chest, kills Dreddwing. And you're like, what? You just killed Dreddwing for Starscream. Of all the robots to kill for, it's Starscream. And I think he did this because he realized this guy was all about loyalty, and he was able to use that to his advantage. And now that he can't, he's become useless to him. and he's too dangerous of an enemy to leave alive. So that's what he did. He killed him. And he made an example out of him. And I did not see that coming. I don't know if you guys saw that coming. I mean, I knew when he did what he did, there was going to be consequences and repercussions, but Megatron didn't even know about the hammer at this point, so that was awesome. That was crazy. We got to see a death of a major character. And then, Megatron leaves Starscream in charge, and he goes in. We flash to the, he goes to leave to go to Cybertron. We flash into the Autobot base. And the Autobots, I guess, Optimus with a couple of, they mentioned this, with a couple of swings of that hammer, turned the ground bridge into a star bridge, which is awesome. And it's like, alright, Megatron is opening a bridge too, and they sense it. And they're like, well, okay, he must have found out about the Forge. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention about the Forge. When they were talking about that earlier in the episode, apparently, well, not apparently, Optimus never mentioned that part of the message to his subordinates. And they were a little shocked that he didn't. And there was some talking about it, and Smokescreen's like, yeah, if I knew about it, Megatron would have pulled it out of my head. So, and so there was that whole discussion. Then you have Optimus is like, listen, we still have the element of surprise, but we're going to have to go full force at him, so gear up. So they take all the weapons that they've been gathering throughout the entire season, and they go with them. RC takes the armor. Bumblebee, I think, takes the thing that picks stuff up. I forget its exact name. Bulkhead takes the thing that projects the waves and pushes stuff back, and Smokescreen takes the spark, the thing that removes their sparks, and he already had the phase shifter, so and then you're like, oh man, so they're all going, they're ready to fight, and they're like, what's Optimus doing now? And you hear the knocking, and I knew it, and I called it. He comes out like a beast. He's like with the sword that he just reforged. There was a comment about forging new keys, but Optimus is like, I don't have the skill set to do that. I don't have the expertise to forge new keys, so we can't do that. And so they get on the space bridge, and they go. And excuse me. I'm sorry about that. I felt that coming. Alright, so now Megatron basically went in there with a bunch of his excuse me, with a bunch of his drones. Not drones, they're real guys, but the non-character Decepticons. The non-officer Decepticons, let's put it that way. And he takes a fleet of them in, and all of a sudden, now the Autobots ground bridge in there, or sky bridge in there, and it's time. They're going to ambush them. Meanwhile, Megatron's walking to where he has to go, and they do. And it starts with Smokescreen appearing out of nowhere and just starts shooting and capping people. And really, Smokescreen, in this action sequence, I think does the most damage, I would say, to the overall number of them. Because he just starts taking them out left and right. Then everybody joins in the fight. Optimus reveals that he has the Starsabber again. Megatron's like, I already beat that sword once. What? And then they have an epic clash, boom, with the swords. And this fight is awesome. It's basically the Autobots doing what the Autobots do. And they start whomping on the Decepticons. And they get the keys back. And Megatron gets pushed back, and he wanted to go for the keys. But then Smokescreen, the others start to get away. Smokescreen stops them He's like, and he appears in the middle of them with the spark extractor thing, and he activates the bomb, and you know Megatron's far enough away, but all his troops go down, and Megatron destroys it with his Dark Starsabber, and Megatron's like, I need reinforcements. Everybody that I took with me is dead. And Starscream's like, Soundwave has been apprising me of the situation. I believe I have another solution. Oh, and basically, earlier in the episode, again, the kids feel like they're being left out. They wanted to go to the base, but no one was around to pick them up, and you know, and that's their little side story. But that all comes to a head when now Optimus and the rest go to the coordinates exactly. See, Megatron had a general idea of where, on where the lock was, and it was and I forgot to mention this, but it was Knockdown and Starscream that started fighting with the stupid keys to figure it out. They go together, but whatever. So Optimus knew exactly where it was, and there's this little altar, and they have the keys. The keys start glowing. This monolith thing appears with like a portal, and they say it connects to the Allspark. I think this has to do with you know, Primus, but we'll see. And they're about to use the keys when all of a sudden Megatron is like, I think you should surrender now. He's like, or what? And the next thing you see is Starscream and Soundwave and Knockout come in, and they have the kids in a cylinder looking like a toy, you know, trapped. And basically Megatron goes, listen, if you don't give me the keys, I'm going to open this and I'm going to expose your little friends to our toxic atmosphere. And that's pretty much the end of the episode. You're left with that little cliffhanger. And it looks like Optimus is going to have to give up the keys. But we'll see in the next episode. What did I think of this episode? I thought it was amazing. We got a death in it. A Decepticon goes down. You know what I mean? And it was a clean death. We got the return of the Starsabber. Prime finally gets his hand on it. We got to see the Autobots basically kick the Decepticons' ass. I mean, sure, at the end of the episode, obviously, the Autobots are going to remain with the upper hand. I mean, we all know they're going to win eventually, but they can't win too fast, you know? So I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 5. I thought this was an excellent episode. I thought the fight and battle scenes was amazing. I just like to see all the Autobots kicking ass individually, and the return of the Starsabber was big. So I think the next episode is going to be called hold on, I'm cheating here. I'm going to look at my phone. Hold on, where was I? Alright. Cheating more. List of Transformers episodes. I believe it's episode 26. I think it's called maybe The Darkest Hour. Is that it? Hold on. Alright. Yeah, Darkest Hour. And that comes out next week. And that should be the season finale. So the season is really heating up and coming to a boiling point, and we got to see where this goes. Again, a death is surprising to me. So, all right, but this has been alertwolf, telling you to click it up if you like it. Comment if you must, or subscribe if you must. Comment if you can. Man, I said that shit backwards. But you get my meaning. All right, this is alertwolf signing out.